Hi, it's Riaz here, and today is my birthday, 38 years old. And if you've been following me for a little bit, you would know that every year on my birthday, I create a video just reflecting on the year that's been and trying to extract any nuggets of wisdom from the reflection that I can share with you or to myself at least so that I make sure to continue on that path. And one thing I wanted to just reflect on today was the lies that we tell ourselves, the lies that you tell yourself, the lies that I tell myself about progress. Because good things take time to happen, to establish yourself, to grow. And over this last year, myself and the team, we've started to become recognized for our efforts through, I won 40 under 40 in Ottawa here, given by the Ottawa Business Journal and the Ottawa Board of Trade. Fastest growing companies, ranked number 7. We won a Bootstrap Award. But these milestones and acknowledgments that you're hearing about our recognition, they didn't happen overnight. It's taken years of putting my head down and our team's efforts and driving forward. And the reason I share this is because I'm going to show you a picture here. This is a picture. It's a screenshot from a video. I'm not posing, but this is a screenshot of a video from this exact same office, which is my basement, essentially. And this is 5 years ago. 5 years ago when we moved into this house, when I quit my job, started the business, and we found out that we're having a baby. So the reason I share this is, you're seeing my face. I've lost a little bit of weight there, but the reason I want to share this with you is because if you see in the background here, let me get out of your way. You can see the background here. The bobblehead in this picture is still over here in the corner, but the background has changed considerably. And I think why it's important, why I'm highlighting this, is because the background is a reflection of the growth that I've experienced from the perspective of our business, certainly, but myself as a person, the character and integrity and all of the positive traits that I feel as though I've obtained and earned over the last many years. But what we don't see is kind of the hard work. And I know when I do get complimented on the background quite a bit when we're on calls with clients and partners and such. And what I like to reiterate, especially to team members, is that there's been an evolution over time. And so going back to kind of the topic at hand, which is the lies you tell yourself. Okay. Now, the reason I wanted to speak about this topic is because I'm just pulling up the notes that I have on this. The reason I wanted to reflect on this topic on my birthday is because that person that you just saw in the video 5 years ago was very unsure about if he could make it, was very insecure about the weight on the face and the lack of energy and exercise, was very insecure about the prospect of being a father, had a lot of doubts about just being successful in general. And I think it's normal when we're embarking on a new adventure to feel that way. And so what I want to reflect on this birthday is there are people that I look up to. You might look up to other people. I know there's some people that might look at the progress that I've made and be like, wow, Riaz has made it. That's excellent. But what that also does is at the same time is it makes you probably reflect on yourself. When I see people that are doing well, it makes me reflect on myself. And we start to tell ourselves the lies, right? The lies being that we're unworthy and that we can't do it. Examples might be, I'll always be fat. I'll always be single. I'll always be a bad parent. I'll always be poor. I'll always be a smoker. I'll always be a gambler. I'll always be, insert kind of negative thing there, right? If you're in denial about it, that's a whole other episode, which I'll do. But if you're aware of, where you're at and feeling like it's an uphill battle, we often tell ourselves we'll always be like that. And what it does is it kind of says, well, I don't really have to make the effort, because if I'm always going to be like that anyways, if I kind of if I don't be lazy about it, or if I actually put the effort forward, then I can't fail, right? And there's also the flip side of that, where there's some people who are not concerned. They say, I'll always be rich, I'll always be fit, I'll always be married, I'll always be healthy. And that level of confidence, those are lies that you tell yourself too, maybe, right? Because anything can happen. And I think it's important to stay humble, knowing that we're all probably somewhere in the middle of where we want to be, right? We're not the most athletic rich person, not the poorest person or laziest person. We're all kind of somewhere in the middle hanging out, right? So the lies that we tell ourselves about being X, how do we overcome those things? Energy, effort, and attention will dictate where you go, right? If I work out 8 hours a day, I'm going to be The Rock, right? Well, maybe he probably works out 12 hours a day, but you get what I'm saying, right? We all have 24 hours a day, and it's up to you to decide which of the goals that you want to tackle for yourself are going to get you to become not fat, not single, not a bad parent, not whatever that vice is, or the laundry list of insecurities that you might have, right? We all have 24 hours a day. Where are you going to put that energy and attention, right? I think that's the first thing. And why I share this with you, and why I shared the blank background, is because all of the things behind me are reminders. When I'm on Zoom, I'm looking at the people that I'm talking to, but I can also see myself, right? And I can see, oh wow, like this is an acknowledgement of the work that we've worked to become fastest growing. This kind of taps into the creative side and the abstract kind of side of my life, right? These are some of the lessons and training materials that we've used to get to where we are, some of the best practices, right? These are the books that I've read, right? Feeding the mind and reminding myself that the thirst for knowledge and curiosity is so important and impactful, right? So I share these things not to kind of boast and brag, but they're constant reminders that we need to continue to put our energy and effort into the right areas of our life to be successful. Only you know if you are being lazy, whether that's physically or mentally, right? Do you get yourself excited about doing something and then give yourself an easy out? If I can skip this one time, I can skip that one time, right? Coming into today, usually on my birthday, I feel quite jazzed up, and I was feeling a bit tired. And I thought, okay, I gotta do that video that I do every year, right? But now that I'm in it, I'm like, wow, this is amazing, right? You might feel like that about working out. You might feel like that about starting your business. You might feel like that about, your health and getting on the treadmill or working out, right? It's painful. No one loves working out, right? You like the benefits of it, right? And once you get into a rhythm of it, you're solid. So, we each have 24 hours a day. Super important. So, what lies are you telling yourself? What lies are you telling yourself about yourself that you believe that you can't achieve? Because, to be honest, the picture of the guy that I showed you, myself, 5 years ago, didn't believe that I could. Deep down there was a seed. There was a seedling of confidence, right? That maybe what if, right? But actually putting the energy and the effort day after day after day, 12 hours, 14 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, right? You don't see that when I'm recording the videos. You just see a nice shiny post, social media post with some accolades or something. People don't know when I was accepting some of these awards, I was also like renegotiating and possibly losing one of our biggest clients, right? Or having kind of stressful things going on in life, right? Like we don't see those things, and I think that's kind of one of the the negative things about social media. Hopefully, I'm helping to be by being more vulnerable. That there's two sides to it. It's not just a black and white. You're successful or not. So, I guess. One other thing I want to reflect on was this here. So you're probably wondering, what is this? So this actually is, it's a bandana, obviously, but there's meaning and purpose behind this, okay? So when I worked in my last role at a media company, there was a long period of time where I felt as though no one believed in me, that I was fighting an uphill battle, that I was kind of unproven. I was unproven, unproven, wasn't being given a fair shot, young, digital, minority. There's so many barriers. And what I learned, well, a few things that I learned. So I actually had someone that joined the organization who really believed in me. He saw something in me. He saw more than what I saw in myself. And that became proven at our first annual kickoff when we went on, one of those forest run activity workshops where everyone's running around the forest and everyone's wearing these bandanas on their head, right? This is my bandana from the annual kickoff in 2012. This is 10 years old. Yeah, I should wash it. But this is symbolic to me of someone believing in me away from some of the barriers that I had self-imposed of being unproven and not being given a fair chance, and because I was digital, no one's giving me a chance, and I was young, no one gave me a chance. Oh, it's because I'm a minority or I have a funny name. This is symbolic to me that all of that is bullshit, right? That when you actually put your head down and do the work and you have the belief in your core that you can rise above, people will start to notice that, right? And this is evidence of someone noticing that, someone in a position of power who imparted their authority, imparted their belief in me, and I was promoted, and I was given an opportunity and a shot, and I made sure to deliver. I made sure to rise up, and So this actually, I've gone through many offices, many locations, probably 5 or 6 office chairs in the last 10 years. But this continues to sit on my chair. It's always tied to the handle, and it's symbolic to me of the fact that all it takes is that one person to believe in you, and that one person has grown into many more. It's grown into many more because I put the hard work in, and I didn't let those self-imposed barriers, the lies that I told myself, to stop me from reaching for the goals, right? Making excuses is easy. And so this bandana and all of the things behind me, they're physical representations that play a symbolic role for me to push forward, get the hard work done, because when the camera turns off and no one's paying attention and I'm putting in 12, 15 hours a day in growing the business and being a parent and being a husband and a friend and sports and athletics and stuff like that, that these are the fruits of the labor, right? So ask yourself, is your background blank? Is your canvas blank? And if you want it to be full and rich of symbolism that shows that you're on the right track, what does that look like? Close your eyes, think about what that might look like. So I know that this is a bit of an extended video this time around, and I appreciate you hanging out with me on my birthday, reflecting on a great year. I'm super honored and humbled. Our team has grown. I have another baby, 6-month-old, who is just bringing me a ton of joy and happiness, and I'm trying to spend as much time with her as possible. We've gone on lots of vacations this summer. New clients, new opportunities, new challenges, but at the same time, a new Riaz, right? I'm not an underdog anymore, at least I don't feel like it, and so that in itself is a challenge. So, what are the lies that you're telling yourself? What are the symbols that you have to remind you that someone believed in you? And if you don't have that, maybe I could be that someone. Maybe I could be that someone that believes in you and your ability, even if your canvas is blank, because you know what? It is hard to take that first step. It is hard to say, hey, I'm going to do this thing or that thing. That person in the video you saw there was a very scared, very, very scared individual who didn't know if he could make it. And, still parts of me still don't know if I can make it, right? But I think if you put the time and effort in, the energy in, and stop lying to yourself about the things that you need to do, right? Get on the treadmill, right? Not make that next call, next coffee meeting, right? Change that next diaper. I could probably do more of those. But what are the lies that you're telling yourself? What are the things you need to do right now, after you watch this, to start on the journey towards building your canvas, your symbolism of success. Thank you so much. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Have an excellent day. And if you like this video, like it, comment below, share it with your friends, and have an awesome day.